What's going on, Knights of X? Lots to talk about today. We got hit with a bunch of news last night. They just seem to just drop everything all at once for the next couple of months on one single night. So there was a lot to digest. I'm not going to go into any of the crazy specifics of the new characters that are coming, but we got to talk about a big change coming to Coliseum and if I think it's enough of a change going forward. And we'll talk all about that at the end, but we got to talk about the post if you guys aren't aware of it. New eras is finally released, bunch of new characters coming, and changes to Coliseum are on the way. So I want to dive right into the post. We're going to go right into it. The first post that they talked about is the era of Andor information, as well as talking about Coliseum. So, if you guys have not seen this yet, this is from Meathead himself. Hello, Holotable Heroes. As we prepare for the era, as we enter the era of Andor, we've spent a lot of time analyzing the feedback from our 10th year anniversary launch. While we are taking a conservative approach to changes for this era, we are implementing several key quality of life adjustments to reduce friction, protect players from overspending too early, and provide a clear roadmap for progression. This needed to be done when the era system was released to begin with, so can't go back in the past. I'm happy they're openly communicating now, but it should have been done previously. So we got to see what quality of life changes are coming our way. The first thing is they want to reduce the early era pressure of the era system. So, one of the loudest pieces of feedback was the crystal crunch at the start of an era. To address this, we are making the following changes. They are lowering the requirements for the first 3 marquees of the Andor era. The era level requirement for the final tier has been reduced from era level 70 to era level 55. So if you guys aren't aware what that is, to get to the certain last tier of the marquee event, you had to get to era level 70 to be able to complete it, and it was really unrealistic. You had to drop a serious amount of money. This is better. So, this might be more in line to if you guys were going to just drop money right away for a 7-star character. You might not have to invest as much into the era levels now, but still not ideal. But it's in the right direction because getting to level 70 for the first 3 was very, very difficult. So, this is actually a good change for anyone that is going to be going for these characters for 5 or 7-star. Requirements for the final 3 marquees will remain at 70. By that time, those marquee characters should be at level 70, when we get them unlocked. As players will have more time to naturally accumulate materials by that stage. So exactly what I was just saying. By that time, you should be able to naturally get those resources. Now, the smart store management. If you guys don't know what this is, they're talking about the specific store in the game that is for the era system, the one that requires serious real-life money. We are temporarily removing Tier 8 era material bundles, which is era level 80 to 95 from the store, until they are actually applicable. So meaning players that were spending on this early could have been overspending on it because they didn't know what the hell they were doing with it. So they're removing any possibility of someone overspending on materials that were going to get wasted down the line. We want to ensure players don't accidentally overspend on materials they are currently gated from using due to Zarek ability module constraints. So, pretty much they don't want any early game player or any player that was confused in the era system to buy something that isn't already available and that they can overspend. So, that's pretty fair by them. The second thing is changes to Coliseum and strategic variety, which is nice. We want the Coliseum to feel like a place where your roster growth is always a benefit, which is good. The power scaling is changing. Summon units will now scale based on your highest level era unit rather than your lowest. So pretty much what that means, back, when this era came out with Coliseum and new marquee characters were up and running, we would have issues with who we wanted to level up or not, because if you leveled up a character too high and one was too low, your score was getting significantly reduced because the low level era unit was causing a problem because the summons are being scaled off the lowest unit. It's now going to be scaled off the highest unit, so you don't have to worry about the leveling of your characters to be kind of equal. You still want to do that regardless, but it's now going to scale off your strongest era unit, which is great. This ensures that when you unlock a new marquee at a low era level, your overall Coliseum power doesn't dip. That is a huge plus. Absolutely a huge plus for the reasons I just said. You no longer have to worry about how to manipulate the era levels for certain characters. You can, your highest one will not affect your brand new marquee. Leader-based summons. To add a layer of strategy The units you summon will now change based on your leader. A rebel leader will bring different reinforcements than a ISB, Imperial Security Bureau leader, allowing for more tailored theory crafting, which is good. I was really looking forward to Coliseum being a game mode that wasn't just autoplay and then whatever. I kind of like the theory crafting aspect. It makes it fun. It's good for a content creator to come out with some fun, interesting strategies. But this seems to be more in the right direction. Allow the community to actually engage in the game mode, to come out with a strategy and figure it out. It feels more rewarding than having to just go in there, pay for a massive character, pull it on, press full auto, and collect your reward. So I like personally the theory crafting aspect. It makes it more engaging for me, at least. Next point is summon unit adjustments. Summon units will be available on later tiers than we had on the 10th anniversary. So the changes for Coliseum that are going to be coming with this new Andor era. If the leader is Rebel Fighter, summon the following units in the associated Coliseum tiers: Pow, Saw, Cinta, and Vel. Those are newer characters coming to the game. Pow and Saw we already know. Those are going to be the summon units if you use a Rebel Fighter leader. If you use an ISB leader, you're going to be summoning a different set of units. Imperial Probe Droid, which is IPD, Krennic, KX, and Partagaz, who is a character from Andor. I still have to finish Season 2, by the way. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. I need to finish it. It needs to happen, especially now since we have a new era for Andor. I need to watch it. If you guys haven't watched Andor yet, highly recommend you get on the grind. It's very good. Summon units will be at the player's highest era level brought into battle rather than the lowest tier, like they said earlier. Tiers 5 through 8 will now summon units previously only tiers 1 through 4 did. So, just going over the changes for summons. Now scaling off your highest tier, you're going to be getting different strategic standpoints between your Rebel Fighter leader or your ISB leader. So depending on the new bosses or whatever bosses we get, that could impact your score. Now, this one, I don't know fully what they mean yet. This says hero abilities. These are currently being targeted for release during the middle of the era. More information to come as details are final. So I don't know what these hero abilities are going to be. It's not going to come out right away in the beginning of the era. It's going to be coming halfway. Might be a specific certain ability for a character that you're going to be able to use in the Coliseum. So maybe when your Andor is unlocked, which is more towards the end of the Coliseum, or more towards the end of the era, maybe he's going to get a certain hero power or ability that's going to help you deal more damage to the boss. We're going to have to see. That's how I'm reading it, but there's going to be hero abilities coming midway of the era. That's the most important part to know. Now, the disaster of era challenges. That was one of the worst design things that came with the 10th year anniversary. It was boring and it was not very accessible early. So they are making changes to it, which is a positive, so I gotta give them credit. Era challenges, more ways to play, will be introduced during the second era challenge. So it's not going to be introduced for the first one with the first marquee character. It's going to be for the second one and above. You'll be introducing a new 4 feat system for era challenges. Each challenge tier will now feature 4 distinct feats with escalating era level requirements. So, this is kind of talking about like a 4 feat system. It's going to be different things like, you know how like in the Coliseum now you have to do certain, or not the Coliseum feats. You get certain feats for the character, deal 100,000 damage with this character, apply this debuff with this character. I'm feeling they're adding like those types of feats, like kind of from Conquest as well, into the era challenges to make it more engaging. And they want to make it so players are actively going back to complete those feats. They say Clea's era challenge will have only 1 feat per tier, but the other 5 will have 4. So again, the first marquee will not have it, the other 4 will. The goal? This provides a reason to revisit challenges as your squad grows, giving everyone, especially free-to-play players, more opportunities to earn rewards and engage with new units throughout the era. So that's a good thing. It seems to be rewarding free-to-play players that weren't actively able to engage with the first era challenges, which is a huge plus for a lot of the player base because, to be honest with you, I don't know if a lot of players that even spent on the first era will be investing into this one, to be honest with you, because of how disappointing Coliseum is in the whole structure. But we're going to have to see. So if it helps free-to-play players, that's a huge benefit for us. Now, the last thing that they're talking about, I believe, on this specific post is the clear roadmap for Cassian Andor. So this, again, needed to happen for the Maul era. The communication was very poor for that one, but at least they're heading in the right direction for here. To eliminate the moving goalpost feeling, we want to be upfront about the journey guide requirements from day one. The requirements for Cassian Andor Undercover, which is going to be the Maul level unit for this Andor era, will be similar to the Maul event. And Andor era Marquis in order: Arclea Marquis, Vel Sartha, Cinta Kaz, Dedra Miro, Major Martigaz, and KX Security Droid. These characters are so hard to remember, by the way. I'm having a hard time connecting to the era, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to the new characters and finishing Season 2, but I don't have that connection like I do with, like, certain other characters. I'm sure I'll get more on board with it, but those are the new characters coming to the game. The Andor event. To get Andor requires 1 through 5 of the Marquis at 4-star, era level 45. That's going to get you a 4-star Cassian. Most long-term free-to-play players should be able to get that done. Tier 2, it's going to be the same thing, but at 5-star, you're going to get a 5-star Cassian, era level 55. The next one is going to be at 6-star, era level 70. And then, this is still disappointing to me, 7-star, still requiring that era level 85, which does not seem very accessible. Even if you go for the characters at 7-star, you have to still invest into the era levels of those characters. So, but I have to see, because there's not a lot of transparency on this next part that we're going to talk about, which could maybe help with the level 80, 85. I don't know for sure. We're going to have to see, but I don't think it's going to the level I'm thinking. Scaling rewards. Remember that era materials scale exponentially toward the end of a 12-week cycle. The free track of the 3rd episode pass will contain significantly more era level currency to help bridge the gap to those final tiers. So, it's just talking about the currency. It's not talking about, I think, the materials for level 80 or 85. So, I don't think it's going to be anything. I think it's just the currency. That's it. That's all it's going to help. But it looks like they're still gating the 7-star unlock for Cassian with era level 85, which is just such a slap in the face. It really is. I'll talk more about it in a second, but the next thing they're talking about is era battles. The squads you recruit during the era of Andor are your ticket to the exclusive era battle launching in the next cycle. Strengthening your team now ensures you're ready to secure high-value resources when the battle begins. So this is kind of like the Forlom and Zuckuss special event that we have, the clone one that we had, and then the Master Mace and Hondo thing. Those like extra assault battles are now called era battles. That's coming with Andor. So they want to have 12 era battles per era, alternating on and off weeks between the cycle. 2 different era battles, each with different requirements. So practically, however hard you invest in the Marquis is how you're going to perform, and the era levels is how you're going to perform with these era battles. They're just transitioning assault battles to the era unit space. So that's their change. That's their change. So it's going to be a little different. This new era, this new system, man, it's just different. It was not the last thing. It's not the last thing. There is quite a bit left. Transitions and legacy. They're talking about unit availability. Following the 10th year anniversary pattern, units will move to shipments about a week after the era concludes, and units will move to nodes on a bi-weekly cadence following that. So they're talking about what's going to happen to those era level units once they go towards the legacy. Practically going to shipments, and then every 2 weeks, free to play. It's going to take you some time. Post-era support. Once the era of Andor concludes, these units will receive dedicated squad-based focus datacrons to provide extra strength in the legacy meta in GAC and TW. So I have mixed opinions about this, because if they don't change how the focus datacrons work, and you can use them even at 4-star gear 12, it's going to be fine. But if they're going to gate focus datacrons based off of relic levels, and your 4-star Andor is not going to be able to perform with the focus datacron, then they're now extremely monetizing focus datacrons. That's what I'm reading from it. So they recently made a change to datacrons where the last couple tiers are requiring relic 6 or higher. Focus datacrons, I believe, are mostly meant for all types of players. Let's hope that TG does not monetize focus datacrons now towards era level characters and their certain relic requirement or era level, whatever you get, star count. I really hope that's not the direction that they're going in. I don't know for sure. We don't know. We don't have that information yet. I am hoping the focus datacron formula stays the same. Great for free to play, great for early game. I've had great success with focus datacrons on my free to play account. Do not monetize it to a point where that's going to happen. And the big question is with that is, they're going to be only the focus datacrons based off of the new era characters, or they're going to include older ones for some of the characters we already have in game? These are all questions that are popping in my head with this post, because I'm a Grand Arena player. Datacrons are very important for progressing in Grand Arena and climbing. This is something that I need to clarify, and that we got to find out. So I will not go over all of this. This is the era level conversion. I'm sure there's going to be one of the other creators like Egnards that goes over this stuff. This is just pretty much going over all the charts of the data of the era levels. So that's the post. They have closing thoughts. The era system is a living platform while era level remains the primary driver of content mastery. These changes are designed to make the journey toward the end of an era feel more structured with less pressure. We look forward to your feedback on these changes as you progress throughout the era. So here's the thing. As a long-term endgame player, I'm still having bad feelings about Coliseum and like what it's doing for content and having fun in certain game modes. I personally don't like waiting months and months and months for characters to use all at one time. Like, if a character, I much rather have the structure that they had back in the day, where you get a new character, you get a new post, you have fun speculating about what's coming next. Now it's like they just throw everything at you on one day. You got to go through 5 different kits all at once that you're not going to remember. They're not going to have synergy with well, the first era level with Maul, none of those characters have any synergy. They're forcing synergy upon you. This one might be different, but it's like I miss the days where you would get a kit reveal of one character. You get the dopamine effect of that new character coming. You speculate to what's coming next. Then a couple weeks later, you hear about a new character, and it's just different now. It's just different. It's like they just throw it all at once. You can't really have like speculation with the kits. There's nothing to look forward to. I don't know. That's just me. I like the old structure better, and I don't know. It just feels like still there needs to be changes to Coliseum. Like I'm really not a fan of them adding an extra layer of monetization to the 7-star unlock of the Journey Guide character or the Maul, the now Cassian Undercover. Like, I went for Balin, I went for Bo-Katan, I got them at 7 stars on day 1 because I got the characters at 7 stars. I had the materials and the gear all ready to go from my years of playing and all the fun that I was, accumulating all my resources. I was smart with my resources. Now it's all a slap in the face. You cannot get a 7-star character anymore by just strictly getting Marquis a 7-star. It's not going to cut it. You have to invest in era levels, and I'm just not a fan of it. So I need to figure out going forward what I'm going to do with that. But I would love to know what you guys think about this whole Coliseum change, and if this is going to make it any more impactful than it was or different than, how we had it. I still think there needs to be more change. So that's the Coliseum talk. Now, I'm not going to go over every single thing today about the kits, but if you guys, TLDR, 5 characters are coming. They don't have all the pictures for it. They're all here. We got Clea, Vel, Cinta, Dedra, Major, Partagaz, Cassian, and KX Enforcer Droid. These are all the dates of the characters. They're all coming. It's going to go all the way till April, May. That's how long this era is going to last. That's the kit reveal for the first character, Clea. Then we're going to have all her abilities. Like, this took me, hours to read. I could read them all now, but we're going to forget about them in a couple weeks or a couple days anyway. So, it's like, I'm not really super excited either for these characters. I'm just really not. I think Cassian's cool. I think a new Cassian is well-deserved. He has his own show. It's pretty awesome. But, the Empire characters look pretty cool. They're not going to show all the pictures for, there's, we've seen this picture already. And, the next one we have is the leader. We already know about him coming to the game. And then they couldn't fit all the, kits into one post. There's Cassian. So that's the new, Journey Guide, Era Guide character. He's going to be undercover. So it's a little different than what I thought he was going to be. But kind of cool. But yeah, these are his abilities. I don't know about you guys, but I think they say undermine about 50 times in this post. I'm like, undermine. Everything is undermine about his whole synergy is undermine. There's so much to read. I could probably break it down into 5 separate videos if you guys really wanted me to, I could. And then the last one that's coming out is the droid. It's KX droid that's getting pretty cool. Shout out a little bit of a, what's it called? They're getting some of the kit from Jedi Survivor, which is kind of cool. That's what they're saying. Inspiration. They're getting inspiration from Jedi Survivor. The baton. I remember trying to parry this guy all the time. It was so annoying. But really cool that this guy's coming to the game. Pretty much a TLDR for the new characters. New Rebel Fighter team. Luthen Rail is going to work with the new Cassian. Lots of synergy for Rebel Fighters. Very, very strong. The new ISP team is going to consist of all the new marquee characters. Director Krennic, who's getting a touch-up, and Imperial Probe Droid. That's going to complete the 2 separate teams. So, that's pretty much it. Changes are coming to Coliseum. Needs to be improved more. I still don't think it's enough. Definitely heading into the right direction with the communication, but still not a fan of them monetizing the 7-star legendary characters. Getting 2 new teams, a new Rebel Fighter team being led by Cassian, that's bringing in Luthen, and then a ISB team being led by the new Empire characters from Andor. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. Just want to give you guys a quick update and share my thoughts about it. Changes still need to come, but we're heading into the right direction. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you guys excited for the Andor era? Do you think the Coliseum changes are enough? And yeah, just want to hear your overall thoughts, guys. I'm very curious. So if you guys enjoyed this, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. May the Force be with you all.